feeling like I'm Akademiks. Can't ride no wave.
Sorry, hold on. All right, so we do have Rich Homie Quan's death incident report. And this kind of tells us a lot, right? So this is the incident report about the death of Rich Homie Quan. What it tells us is the people that were involved in a sense of, people that were at this house. By the way, I don't want to dox him or whatever the case is, but, he lived in a big house. Apparently, not only his kids were there, not only his baby mama was there, but apparently his brother was there, okay? So his brother was there, and I think it's DeQuantes Lamar. I think, who's that? Is that his name? DeQuantes Lamar? Yeah, that's his name. But then there's somebody else. I don't know if it's Andre or Ferris. No, I don't think it's Ferris. I think it's Andre. I think that's his brother. Regardless, let me read this incident report. It's going to give a little bit of detail, right? It says on 9/5/2024 at approximately 11:29, and I guess this is in the morning, so 11:29 a.m., Officer Dorsal, Unit 2412, was dispatched to a call in regards to an injured person at the location of blah, blah, blah. He says, when I arrived, I made contact with Mrs. Amber Williams, who told me that at 6:45, which basically it's 5 hours before then, she woke up to bring the kids to school and noticed that her significant other was not in the bedroom. Miss Williams stated that she woke up and saw him asleep on the sofa. When she came back from dropping the kids off at school, she saw he was still sleeping. She then proceeded to the bedroom and fell asleep at approximately 11 hours, right? 1100 hours, which is 11 o'clock. She woke up to go check on him, and that was when she observed that his body was cold and called 911. The male was identified as Mr. DeQuantes Lamar with a birthday of whatever. While on scene, I did not observe any foul play. Mr. Lamar did not appear to be alert, conscious, or breathing. Miss Williams advised me that Mr. Lamar did not have any medical or underlying issues. Grady Bus 786 was on scene and transported him to the Grady Hospital, where he was pronounced deceased. I also spoke to Mr. Andre Munford, okay, which is the brother of the decedent. It says, who informed me that he woke up at approximately 3 a.m. and noticed that Mr. Lamar had fallen asleep on the floor near the kitchen counter. Mr. Mumford advised me that it was very unusual because he had food in his mouth. He lifted him up and put him on the sofa. I'm unable to get a statement from Mr. Ferris quick because he was in shock, but later was cooperative once homicide arrived on the scene. I stand with saying that I don't believe any foul play was involved with Rich Homie Quan's death. I do think it's an accidental overdose. And even though y'all going to say, oh, no, this person tried to kill him, this and third, I really think it's an accidental overdose. What I will say is that this still alarmed me. A few things. I think the brother's statement was very alarming. If you find your brother passed out with food in his mouth, like, you have to remember, we know people fall asleep. We know sometimes people be off drugs and maybe pass out. But if you find them unconscious, or you find them where you think they're sleeping and food is in their mouth, they couldn't even finish chewing the food, I would probably be like, yo, are you okay? Let me get you some water. What is going on? Not, oh, I'm going to just put you on the couch. I'm going to just put you on the couch to sleep. That would have been a red flag for me. Now, I don't believe this brother didn't care for Rich Homie Quan. I don't believe that this brother is nothing but a loving brother. So what this does tell me and this is the only reasonable conclusion I could come to, is perhaps that this brother has seen Rich Homie Quan in many precarious positions due to his drug use, that we've played videos here before where people even verbally said to Rich Homie Quan, "You're a junkie." Now, granted, we as a population and the public and fans, we probably didn't see too much of the quote-unquote junkie behavior, but apparently people around him didn't know of his drug use. And if he did die of drug, it's very possible that maybe the drug use was rampant and was going on for months, if not years. So them finding him passed out, even though passed out with food in their mouth is a little bit unusual, they thought, oh no, he's just off that shit again. Let's just make sure he's, put him on the couch, make sure he's good. Again, there's no conversation about them checking vitals at that point. And allegedly, the young woman, which is the baby mom's, only checked his vitals when instructed by the police when she called 911. So essentially, I got to believe that his drug use was so normal that they felt, oh, he going to be all right, just put him back on the couch. That's also a problem if that was the case, right? Again, very sad. These are additional details that come in about Rich Homie Quan's passing. Obviously, the official toxicology report has not been concluded yet, even though they are saying that they have done all necessary things with the body. They're apparently releasing the body, or have released the body to the, so the medical examiner has released it to the morgue. The family is then going to plan a funeral, and they want to do a supposed extravagant funeral that is public, over the top, because they feel like Rich Homie Quan was a legend, and he was, and that the fans deserve to have their day of mourning with Quan as well. So he's going to have a public funeral. Don't know where the venue is going to be at, but apparently we're hearing from the medical examiner and the detectives that they have concluded all the autopsy and collected whatever samples they needed to run whatever tests they will do later, which obviously is going to be a toxicology report. So we're going to hear an official cause of death or method of death based on what they find with that. But apparently they no longer need to keep the body. So they're going to release it to the father, and the father's going to go forward with a funeral. Again, I don't want to blame the brother, even though I did mention that didn't sound too normal. Grief is a hell of a thing, bro. And I don't want to add on to the stress the family is feeling by even remotely suggesting that his brother could have either saved his life or done something, because sometimes when you're overstricken with grief, you especially with a loved one, you start thinking about what you could have done, how you could have done something different, how you could have proceeded. So, I hope God helps that entire family. They're going through a very tough time. All right. Yeah. I am hearing that the GOAT,